tuning into Talking Point. I'm your host, Neeraj Shah. We all know that the specialty chemical space has actually had a really good run in the recent times. If we look at nuanced niches within this space, fluorination companies, amine companies, and phenol companies are amongst the ones which have actually had an even more terrific run than what some of the others have had. We thought it best to get in one of the key players in the amine space, Balaji Amines, to talk a bit about what's changed in the landscape, what has led to them having such a stellar Q1 after having a reasonably strong FY21, which is a COVID impacted year, and how does D. Reddy, who's the MD of Balaji Amines, see the outlook ahead for the amine space at large and for Balaji in particular. Mr. Reddy, good having you. Thanks so much for joining in. I hope all is safe.
Yes, thank you. See, specifically the amines market is growing 10 to 15% all over world, you can say. Only thing is, presently we are seeing little difficult in the logistics all over world. Containers issue and even shipping lines. Something is there actually happening, and something is there people are taking advantage of the situation. Like the freights also, there was a $1,000 freight earlier, and today they are quoting about $10,000, so which is actually pinching the end user. The manufacturers like us, we are trying to pass it on, but it is becoming difficult to digest for the end users. So that is the main problem. Otherwise, any new product, we are well aware that any new molecule, any new product coming in, at least one or the other amine is used in that. So any new expansions in the API, pharma, agrochemical, there definitely you will see one or the other amine is consumed. So that is giving us very good positive. And then specifically in the country, what is happening because of this Atmanirbhar Bharat, government has declared some incentives to the some of the API and intermediate specialty chemical industries. So everybody has put up their papers for the expansions. If that comes to real working, then definitely you will see a lot of changes in the specialty chemical industry. And this is in addition to this China plus. China, I don't know whether this is really they have a problem or they have their strategic play. Some of the chemicals which they used to dump earlier at any price in the country, now they stopped coming into the country. Maybe their strategic play, or maybe really they must be having some problems due to this pandemic situation, or maybe some of their bigger plants which were not in the full capacity operation. Those could be the reasons, but that is giving some advantage for the domestic industry. And the people who are having the better upgradation trend and even the R&D based units, everybody is adding the new products which are in short supply due to the China situation. So they are adding. That is actually a good situation. So otherwise, you would have not gone for all these new products. You would have depended on the China for the years together. We have seen in our basket, there were 2-3 products before 6 months. We were actually worried whether we can sell it or not because of this competition and situation in China. And the very products now China is asking for the import from India. Yes, actually we are exporting a few hundreds metric tons of those products like ethylene diamine, piperazine, beta. These are all products they are asking. And there are new things like new dynamics like dimethyl formamide. We used to shout in front of the government for the anti-dumping for the years together because China was dumping. And today's situation is China is not coming as earlier. They will slow down. And in world market, same like India, they are not very active in the world market, and we are getting inquiries from the world market for these products. So these are the plus points for the Indian industry, I can say, not only for the Balaji, for the every industry in the specialty chemical and agrochemical. Of course, API, India is the leader, so definitely India is should get the advantage in the coming months.
Okay.
In our place, what we have done, as I said in the other channels, that we just recently commissioned one plant, this ethylamine, that is about 50 tons per day capacity, which we could test our 100% capacity also in the very short time. And in addition to that, in the coming quarter, that is before end of this financial year, we will be commissioning a new plant, which is dimethyl carbonate. Again, first time in the country. Country is importing today 10,000 tons something. We are going to commission this between 10 to 15,000 tons, which will come into the production from the before end of this financial year. After this, we have declared recently one more plant of the acetonitride. That will be again more than around 50 tons per day capacity, and it's a totally new technology. First time you can say in the world. Somebody must be using it in China, but we will be using this new technology first time in the country, and this will be commissioned for the next financial year. That will be adding the end of the next financial year, adding to the top line. After this, we have many products in the pipeline, like we declared methylamines and dimethyl formamide. In addition to this, we have 2-3 new products in the pipeline. Again, first time in the country, which we do not want to declare right now because of some commercial reasons. You will hear this maybe coming quarters, those products.
Okay. So what you're saying, Mr. Reddy, is just two things. One, that the amines demand, because of the specialty chemical expansion being seen in India, will anyways continue to be strong. You've introduced new products, commissioned some new plants, all of which will spur growth for FY22, possibly FY23, actually FY23 and possibly early FY24. And you're already setting up the stage for newer capacity expansion for growth beyond FY24. Would that be a fair summation?
Yes, definitely. See, this current year itself, I can say, with consolidated basis, in addition, along with the main company and subsidiary and all this, if you consolidate, we may look at 1,700-1,800 crores top line, which was presently somewhere 1,300-1,400 now. So, and that is current financial year. As you rightly said, next year it will be more than 2,000, and after next it should cross more than 2,000 crores.
Okay. Mr. Reddy, would most of your capex be funded via some bit of internal accrual cash flows and maybe minor debt, or would you need to either dilute some equity or raise high amounts of debt for the same?
No, as of now, we do not have any allocation of new equity and all, but yes, we are using our internal accruals. Most of the internal accruals we are using for the expansions. Because of this current pandemic situations, we are not in a position to go that fast what we thought earlier. So due to that, whatever funds we have generated internally are sufficient for the expansions. Really, we want to go with a full speed. You are right that we would have gone for some debts, borrowing of some money from the banks or any institutions. But as of now, what I can see with the current speed and current plans, what we are in hand, current financially, we don't think anything we need. Maybe next year, if the situation improves, we may look for something if we do the bigger expansions.
Okay, and no plans to do inorganic moves, or is that also a possibility?
Not as of now, actually, not anything decided.
Okay. Record. I would urge you to, because a lot of people, of course, I know that you would be meeting a lot of people who understand the amines industry as the back of their hand. There are a lot of people who are watching maybe right now or will watch this over the course of the next 10 days who might not know as much. So I just want to understand from you. You mentioned that the amines portfolio is already there. You've set up a couple of other units which will get commissioned this year, which are first of their kind and completely import substituting. And there are 2 or 3 other products as well. Can you tell us, sir, what percentage of your current portfolio of consolidated products is super specialty and what percentage is maybe commodity, if at all? And how will this gravitate to, say, in 2 years' time when some of your newer products also come on stream and work at full capacity?
See, in my view, again I'm telling in my view, as long as you have some high-tech technology driven and very special, like first time in the country, those things we call it as a special products and special for the country and special for the industry. As long as there's no competition, it's a substitution for the imports. Because if you see the many of our portfolio, there are half a dozen products which were dominating by the big giants from the overseas for the years together. There are 3-4 products. We just broken the monopoly which was there for the years together. And after not only that we broken, we started exporting with their next door who are dumping the products in the country for the years together. So what we can say, there is a product called DMF, dimethyl formate. This product actually, it's you can say commodity and you can say the specialty also. Because in the country, it is almost used more than 90,000 tons per year. The consumption of these particular products, which goes in the API, pharma, agro, various fields it is used. For that particular product, we are only people in the country. And our capacity, even if we go 100%, we have present capacity only 30,000 tons. And just now, I was talking about the expansion of, we may add another 30,000 tons in the coming years. If they come in the stream, then there will be 60,000 tons from our basket to the country's consumption. And still, I'm talking about today's consumption. If you take the growth of next 1 or 2 years, then it will go more than 100,000 tons of
Got it.
Consumption. The same way, you see, once we go for that, there's a raw material required for that, again, of methylamines. So again, we'll have to go for the methylamines. And now, just now I said that there are 2-3 products which are again very special products, which are niche products, which are imported into the country. And in the world also, there are only 1 or 2 people for which we are just in the trials. Once that comes, then all these things will come into the stream as a specialty. The overall basket, if you consider, we will be having more than 50% of our products, I can say it's a specialty.
Okay.
Products, I can say. And total, if you say about the user industry, out of the total basket, around 60 to 65% is going for only for the API and pharma industries.
Okay.
And around 20 to 30% it is going for the agrochemical industry. These are the 2 main sectors which we are catering. And balance is going for the all 2 to 3% in each sector, like refineries, water treatment chemicals, rubber cleaning chemicals, paints, all this.
Okay. Okay. So last couple of questions, Mr. Reddy, because I understand we are out of time. But one quick question. So the products may be great import substitutes, and even if you operate at full capacity, India might still need to import. My question is, can global pricing trends lead to large fluctuations in any of these products? So they may be specialty in nature, so to say, because they are import substitutes. But the pricing, would that be commodity pricing, or would you have the pricing power?
Definitely. If the competitors, I can tell you, other than China, if China, because most of the times, it is my experience we have seen, they do not have any calculations theory. They will reduce, why they will increase, we cannot. If you go with particular theory, raw material basis, because unlike earlier years, world has become very small. Any product, I will say it's a global product. any competition, we will say it's a global competition. So definitely we will be in a position to compete in today's market when we are in a position to sell many of our products in the entire global market. Maybe smaller quantities we are doing 20 to 30% we are targeting actually exporting the products. Since many of our products are required more in the country, they being a import substitute,
sure,
we are not having that much export in the quantity. But we have touched every corner of the world. Almost 60-65 countries we are giving the product, one or the other product. So definitely we are in a competitive situation. When we select a product, we'll see all these things can be considered. Who are strong in the raw material, who are strong in the technology, who are strong in the consumption area, all these things are considered. Then the product is triggered, whether we can do it, what capacity, and what is the time to start that particular product.
Okay, one final question, Mr. Reddy. Is there something that can go wrong? And you raised a very important point about the temporary disruption by freight rates and container rates. Almost every other company is also talking about that. The expectations from the industry is that you would maintain your EBITDA operational metrics at about 27-28% for the next couple of years. Can that come under threat because of this? And to counter that, would higher capacity utilization levels at all of your new plants, would that help you increase your margins?
See, definitely 25 to 26% should be EBITDA should be sustainable with the current situation because of the new capacities are adding up. They will help us to sustain the 25 to 26%. One thing I would like to say on the freight and the government, many people are shouting, many people are talking. See, nobody can do anything for this because it is their business. They are taking some of the shipping lines, they are taking advantage, and how to stop them to do all these things? Only one thing: the new people should enter to that particular sector as an opportunity. Until otherwise, the new inventory comes in, this is going to happen continuously because they have seen years together. All the shipping lines were in losses, and they are now their bottom lines have been doubled like anything. Somebody is 200%, somebody is 400%, somebody is 500%. Margins have been increased in their this thing. By this, the new companies can attract the bottom lines of the current shipping lines, and they can enter. Some big giants enter into this business, whereby you will get the additional inventory in the world market. That may help. Otherwise, we will have to continue with this current situation. As I said, because it's a global competition.
Sure.
The product, at least for us, we are in a global competition. That's the reason we are in a position to pass on. $2,000 to $10,000 also we are in a position. It's only a matter of time. Transition period for the increasing the prices, passing on to the end user. It is only a matter of the time. Otherwise, it should not be any problem.
Okay. Wish you all the best, Mr. Reddy, with your expansion plans, and all the best for the remainder of FY22.
Thank you.
Thanks. Viewers, thanks for tuning into this conversation.